PR. Okay, so now we are live and now we are recording. Hello, guys and girls. It is your boy Big John, and I'm here today to show you the new update to Neo, which is fantastic. It gives you a view into the market where we can see the relative strength and the relative weakness on pretty much every single pair, major or minor, in the market. You can also have an extra update where I do add us to be able to see the relative strength between futures and different things as well. But for now, today, we're just going to focus on the majors and the minors because it's just easier for us to do that. So what I was just explaining to the group is that we had a sell trade set up for GBP USD, which was literally what we see here. When we see this, Neo comes up with the information and it tells us buy and sell. And it also gives us the stop loss, take profit, and all those levels as well. I'm just going to switch this on because some people that watch this won't know and they can see it. Boom. So when I switch this on, you'll see that it does give you all the information as well. As you can see right here, boom. So it gives you all the information for the trade entry when it does appear, telling you you can literally buy or sell price action at the time, where to get in, your take profit. And I've also coded it where in the settings you can put the account size you have, and it tells you the lot size that you're supposed to use based on the leverage of your account as well, which is pretty fantastic. All good, all great. So now the reason we didn't enter a GBP USD sell, regardless of that, again, remember, this is an update to Neo, so it's a confluence. I made this ideally so that when Neo gives us these short and long entries, yeah, we have a view. So we have more of a fundamental view. That's what the futures are giving you. They're giving you like a fundamental view on institutional market strength. So it's going to tell us if the GBP is getting stronger or the JPY is getting stronger, or let's put it this way, the GBP is getting stronger or the USD is getting stronger or weaker. We can see that now. So here we can see straight away, it's giving us no confluence of a possible entry here for this trade setup, because again, if we go over to this point here on the table, it says GBP USD weak sell, stable, meaning that it's right now they're pushing money into the market as we speak. You can see the tables updating, but look, it says stable here, and then it says no, there's no ignition, nothing there. If there is a bullish ignition, that means there's buyers coming in. If there's a bearish ignition, that means sells are coming in. So right now there's no ignition on this setup for a possible sell continuation. It's quiet, it's dead in the water. There's nothing we can see right now. So let's just even go over here because I can see this is moving. Yeah, boom. So this table will update and move as the market moves itself, because the reason for that is because obviously price action on the futures, which is you can see here, the futures will be like 6B, 6N, 6C, 6S. That is the real market price. Brokers, I'm using this clearly so you can understand. What brokers do is they give you a price based on what these futures are doing. Futures will move first, whether it goes up or down, they will move first, and then brokers will give you a price based on that. So right now on GBP USD Oanda, we're looking at a price based on what these futures are doing, which is the GBP and the USD. Do you understand? Which is Dixie. Okay. So this is why it's so important. So now we've got Neo for the technical, but I did this update to also give us a fundamental. Can you imagine, people? So this is the levels we're going to with Neo. So before I go any further, just that small understanding of what I've explained to you there. Do you get what I just said there in that small understanding of why we haven't taken a GBP USD sell and what this thing is actually here for, this new update? Does that make sense to you guys and girls? Just put a W in the chat or Y in the chat, whichever one. Remember, I haven't taught you how to use it like that. All I'm doing is showing you why we have it and what Neo's there. So again, the one thing I'm going to say, I haven't shown you how to use it. Remember that. I'm just showing you why it's there. This is something you all need to learn. So I'm going for Yusuf that said still a bit confused. Okay. Everybody's got to understand there's levels. Yes, you see, I know, Yusuf, you love to know how to use stuff. I know straight away. Remember, there's nothing I can create that I can kind of just be like, boom, there you go, it's all perfect. Even though it is pretty simple enough. Remember, Neo is lifetime access, so you've got as long as possible to learn this. Um, Everything is a bit of a learning curve, even for me. Even me putting it together in a certain way, I'm like, okay, I've put it together this way, but let me see how it performs. It's a learning curve for me as well. At the same time, even when I created the first Neo with all the signals appearing, yes, I knew the strategy should appear, but it's a learning curve seeing how everything appears now because now it's getting done all together. Whereas before, I would individually say Confluence 1 has appeared, Confluence 2 has appeared, but now I can see it all together straight away. That's the original Neo strategy. That was even a learning curve. So everything is a learning curve, people. We have to remember that. So cool. So again, the reason for it is because you need to know about relative strength of pairs. This is important. It's as important as support and resistance. As important as to knowing why a candlestick buys or sells in the first place. Whatever you've learned in Forex, relative strength is extremely important. And the version of it I've given you now is extremely important, people. I kid you not. Because if you can't see why a price is buying or if it's buying or selling, how are you going to know when if you're actually entering a proper trade? Do you understand? Update suggestion, offer option of a pop-up box for futures grid. Yeah. Larger. I'm not too sure what you mean about a pop-up box for the futures grid. Um, I'm not too sure what you mean about that. What do you mean about that for a pop-up box for the futures
So,
grid for an update suggestion? You'd have to put that in there.
so
I'm
what,
not
what I,
too sure. I don't really
or
understand that.
um,
Do, do, do,
what I
do.
mean is, can you hear me? John, can you hear me?
It can go off screen, larger. If you mean this one here, can you switch it on and off? Yes, I can make that switch on and off if that's just what you mean. This part here. Okay, so let's go into this because again, we've only got limited time in the Zoom call, but you can just put your explanation in the chat and I'll check it in a second. Okay, so the fantastic thing about this is literally it gives you a sneak peek into the market telling you what price is doing. So I'm going to switch off these numbers here so it just makes it a bit more clear. Give me 1 second. So if you want to switch off the numbers, you just go to show order flow and you switch off this status right here. Cool. Now, the easiest way to use this and to not confuse yourself, remember, you can switch off the stored matches. You can switch this off if you want to. All of the settings in Neo can be switched off on this point. The only one that hasn't got one is this here, and I think the ADR. But again, people, I've been coding this stuff for like 20 hours plus. I'm tired sometimes, so you have to bear with me. Yeah. But you can literally switch off you can switch off this here. So this is the one that makes everyone's screen a bit too big. You can literally switch this off if you want to, and you can only have the top three pairs down here. Yeah. And let's even do that for now. Let's even do that for now, just to make it clearer for everyone. So we're literally going to switch off that, and we're only going to have this one here and ADR. Boom. You see how small the tables become now, people? Yeah. You see how it's even rearranged itself. What people need to do is actually go into the settings and they can adjust the box themselves. And I feel like it's going to be more of a tailored experience for a lot of traders on how they want to do stuff. Okay, cool. So now look what I'm going to do, guys and girls. Okay. So this is how this works by itself. Remember, I've shown you how to use it with Neo in the Neo VIP, in the Neo Reloaded community. Let's call it like the channel update. I've shown you guys and girls. If you don't know, message me a DM and I'll give you the link to that channel. It's the free channel. I've explained how to use it. So I don't want to go into that one in here. I feel like people need to know the actual the thoroughness of this indicator, this update, sorry. Cool. So let's not go here. Let's go to, oops, let's go to GBP, JPY. Okay. And what you need to do for you to be able to test this yourself, you're going to be able to get this type of data yourself. Yeah. Is we just take it to the Monday. So you want to go to Friday. This is what you always want to do. And this is how you get data. I'm just going to switch this on so we can see each week. Okay. Now, this is great. now straight away. So let's just do this. Boom. So I'm going to push it forward to the Monday. Okay. Okay, please tell me it gives me the four. Ah, come on, man. I don't know why TradingView does this sometimes. It randomly does this thing. I don't know if anyone does know that, where it gets rid of your intervals for your replay mode. That's really annoying because we need to move fast. You have to bear with me. Yeah, I'm just going to press it like this. There you go. Boom. Yeah. Cool. So here is an example even of how to use it like with the Neo setup. Neo has given you a setup for a buy trade setup on GBP JPY on Monday. That was this Monday that just passed. I gave this signal out to everybody. The only thing with this signal is that we got a bit of a later entry because Neo did pop up with this at it was after the second 4 hour candle of market open happened. But again, this was actually there from the beginning of the day. So again, I'm just trying to readjust these things so we don't get that problem. But for now, it doesn't happen often where it gives us a major issue. But again, it's all part of the growing. It's lifetime access. So, and as everyone can see, I update regularly, so we'll be fine. So look here, boom, you've got this entry from market open. Why is this fantastic right now? You didn't have to do anything. Neo has told you the trade to enter, entry, stop loss, take profit. Now, what's made this even better? Yeah. So I've got rid of all of any confusion for everyone. Automatically, Neo has worked out with this new update the relative strength between GBP and JPY. Do you understand? It's already done that. And it's already telling you here in third place, there is a strong buy for GBP, JPY. We have an inflow of money coming in. So that means there's an influx of money coming in to the market. Okay. I can even make it so it does say the inflow of what one has the inflow. So is it the GBP or is it the JPY? But we can technically already see this from the next part we'll go into. Yeah. So we've got an influx of money coming in, which is great. That tells us that they're pushing this futures pair at the moment, which is great. So that means there's volatility in it. This also shows us the velocity. The velocity is telling us how powerful this move can be. So if we've got a 4.1 compared to a 2.1, that's already telling us that, hey, this is a good move that could happen here. Yeah, literally. There is no set rating on 10 is better than this. The higher it is, the better it can be. There is no only trade this one, only do that one. Remember, it's going to tell you if it's strong enough or weak enough by putting the number there already. And it's going to come up with a strong buy or weak sell or whatever. So the next thing, this thing here is also telling us right now, currently, we're pushing this market. So every single time I've tried to get to a point with this update of it showing us exactly when they're pushing the market. So the funder symbol, again, I've given all of this as a text PDF. It's basically like you can copy and paste it in the Neo group as PDF file. It tells you what all of these emojis mean and what all of these parts mean. I'm just doing it in here. This is also telling us money's being pushed. So we can see strong buy. Money's being pushed in the market. Money's definitely being pushed in the market. And then we also have a bullish ignition as well. So, but the bullish ignition is telling us which one of the two future pairs are pushing. Obviously, we're looking for buy trade setups, so we want the GBP to become stronger. So it's telling us automatically that yes, we've got a Neo signal. Yes, there's money coming in. Yes, they're currently pushing money. And yes, the GBP is the one that has literally put its foot on the pedal like it's a car. The GBP is the Lamborghini, and they've literally pressed the acceleration on that GBP pair, and it tells you the mathematical equation equals buy. Simple. What it's telling you, one, confluence, two, confluence for relative strength, three, confluence for relative strength, four, confluence for relative strength, five, confluence for relative strength, and then the sixth confluence here for relative strength, which is the ADR. I'll go through this probably in a separate video so people can understand it better, but this is something I've spoke about for years if you've been in my community. I finally managed to make the ADR nice and oily, very nice and oily for everyone. I've managed to get it how I want it to look. Now it's showing us peak formations properly. So it's told us a new peak formation has started. So basically a low and a breakout for the buy. This is mainly here so we can see if price is overbought or oversold. Because just like me and you guys, it was a learning experience for me. I realized that even if it's giving us relative strength, we need to know it's going to tell you strong buy, even though price has already bought for the last 2 weeks. Do you understand? We don't want that because obviously the strength is telling you it's still a strong buy. We want to know the internals of that. Listen to me, guys and girls, the internals. So the internals is telling us, has price actually pulled back first and then continued this strong buy? Well, this is what the ADR is technically there for, to show you. So it's told us, as you can see previously, it's obviously pulled back here and it's created a new peak formation, hence us being at ADR1. Do you understand? It's created a new buy. So this, you see how much more it's given us for Neo right now. Even though Neo's just told us to buy the trade, now we can actually see it's pulled back and created a new peak formation, telling us that this is a continuation. Now we've got additional strength showing us that it's a strong buy here as well. They're showing us it's pushing inflow of money's coming in. It's telling us the velocity is high. It's telling us that money is currently being pushed in here with this funder signal. It's telling us that the ignition is on the GBP as well. So we know that they're buying GBP right now. So what would you do, guys and girls, in this trade setup? If this appears right in front of you right now, what are you going to do? Just put it in the chat for me. What would you do? That's it. Simple as. Thank you. I thought they take the trade. That is it. Literally. You've got like 7 or 8 confluences there telling you buy the trade. There's nothing more you would need. If you lose the trade, at least you can say, you know what? I lost that trade on the chin and I'm gonna walk on with it. Do you understand? I'm just gonna walk on from that. But you've used like 8 confluences. Remember, um, I'll check the gold chart in a second, Sham, but please, we've got to be here for what we're here for. I understand all of that, and I understand I've given out a gold signal, but we're here to teach people this because remember, nobody else has to deal with the amount of direct messages I get trying to explain this stuff. That's why I'm specifically doing what I'm doing right now. And I'm up to 2, 3 a.m. in the morning trying to break down this because somebody will say, I don't get it. Do you understand? And if I ignore them, they're going to say I'm basically a scammer. So, there's got to be a level ground. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying you got to see my point here. You understand? Now, if you went through my DM messages, you can go back 2 years where I'm explaining stuff to people for 2 years, people. That's how real I am. 2 years. I'm going to know another mentor that's doing that, not just giving you one sentence. 2 years worth of information. And that's not one user. I can show many users like that. So, anyway, boom. So, yes, this is the idea of that. Okay. I want people to understand this clear as day. Now, not every single setup is going to be as clear as this, where it says strong buy, inflow, 4.1, bullish ignition. No, but when this does appear, that means there's a higher chance that price will not go to his stop loss. It's not impossible because they could still spike it and buy it all the way up, but there's a higher chance. And then what happens when we press play on this trade? Boom, watch people. This is what happens. It even shows you with this candle, color-coded candle, they have put a order, they've pushed more orders for buyers in this market because this is telling you when the delta or the power is going up further, which is basically telling you, boom, you can see here straight away. You can see? Look at this, people. Okay? Do you understand? So straight away, sorry, I've just paused it, wait for it to stop. Straight away, we can see this. Okay? Straight away, clear as day, clear as day. Now, that is as simple as that trade setup comes. Cool. So let me just go over to gold quickly. I'm not going to do a full breakdown on gold. I just want to see what it's doing. It might be buying. We know that. But buyers are, well, shucks, it bought. Because gold is gold. Yeah, we know gold is gold and gold is buying to, I don't know, it's buying to Jupiter right now. So gold is just consolidating, Sham. It's just consolidating. Gold is not broken out of its range. It's that simple. And I gave the explanation to everyone, showing them that it's telling us that sales can happen on gold right now. I don't want to have to go and change all my settings, but it's literally told us that, look, gold is just in a range. So gold's either going to do a big breakout for a buy or a break or a reversal for a sell. But again, just looking at Neo straight away, this has already told us it's just not here. But I just can't be bothered to go into the settings and add it and have to remove it. But gold, but just in fact, just for the case of the video, because I'm trying to be quick. Again, we've got the timer. So look, boom, you can switch on gold here and then just switch off everything else so you don't start getting a whole bunch of rubbish. Yeah. This is the best way to use gold. You just want to put gold and Dixie, okay? Boom. So you don't get a whole bunch of rubbish there. Boom. What's it telling us? So now it's actually telling us gold. Let's just wait for it to load up because sometimes it takes a second or two. But you can still see it says gold has a strong buy, then it says outflow. So basically, now what this is telling us here, based on this, just reading this, just to show you quickly. Yes, gold is saying strong buy. Cool. Yeah. Sometimes it might take about 5 to 10 seconds just to refresh the table. This is 4,500 lines of code, people, and it's trying to do a lot. So you have to give it some time. TradingView might lag a little bit. Not Neo, TradingView can lag because obviously TradingView can only hold so much code, so much data, so many users. You understand? How big is their server? Do you understand? So you just have to bear with it. But look, boom. Let's say this is correct and it hasn't lagged, which we can see it hasn't. Yeah, so far. Strong buy, it's telling us. Cool. Then it's saying there's an outflow. So the outflow means that money's actually coming out. So even though it's saying it's a strong buy, money's actually coming out of gold at the moment. So it's telling us that gold should be getting weaker, not stronger. Yeah. Because if not, it would have said there was an inflow or at least even stable, but it's saying it's an outflow. It's saying the velocity is 3.1. So that's still a little bit strong. It's telling you that the money is actually being pushed out right now because, again, we can see this. It's not stagnant. Yeah. It's not stagnant. There's another symbol that will show you stagnant, like it's stalling. It's telling you that they're actually pushing money out of gold right now as we speak. Yeah, they're pushing it out. They're not adding addition to it. It says there's a bearish ignition on USD. Obviously, what we want is basically the dollar. So we want the dollar to go up. Yeah. So we want the dollar to go up basically on gold. Sorry, we want the Dixie to go up basically, and then gold should be selling. If the Dixie goes up, gold should be selling. So right now it's telling us that the USD is saying that they've added more orders to sells on USD. This is why gold is not selling at the moment. We want, remember, you want Dixie. This is what you should know from before all of this, before Neo or anything. If you trade gold and you actually trade it professionally, you should understand that when Dixie goes up, gold should go down. Do you understand? So, but what's it telling us? It's telling us that we've got a bearish ignition on the USD and gold is going down. So that basically means it's pushing, obviously the USD is pushing into a buy right now. This is why gold is stalling here and it's not breaking out for the sell. Do you understand? Is that clear enough for anyone here? I'm just trying to do a quick one on gold. Does that make sense what I've just said to you there, guys and girls? It's, even though it's saying strong buy for gold, there's an outflow of money. It's literally telling you money's coming out. You understand? The velocity is strong at where they're pushing money out, and it's telling you here. So what we can see from this already is that this don't make sense. It's that simple. So realistically, you shouldn't even be in the gold trade right now because it just don't even make sense. This is what it's telling you. I remember the table updates itself. And when I gave the signal to where it is now, the table updated itself. It was a weak sell before. But obviously, it's going to update itself as the market moves because obviously the futures, GC and Dixie, are going to, as we're talking, as I've given the signal to now, it's obviously either moving bearish or bullish. Those futures, these two together. They're moving. They're not going to be one simple signal from the beginning of the day and stay there forever. They're obviously moving as the day goes. So this is what we can see here. So in short, it's telling you gold is consolidating at the moment. That's what it's saying. It's not saying anything fancy. It's just saying gold is consolidating. That's it. So there's nothing much we can do. It's either going to break out for the sell or it's not. But what we can see here is that at least they're pushing money out of gold. So there is still a chance that gold can sell. But if it doesn't, then we just got to take it on the chin and take the L, people. That's just it. I'm trying to give a gold trade because I'm trying to catch a breakout, but this is just one of those trades where it's like I put it in the explanation. I said I'm not saying this is a high probability trade, but if it does want to do anything, which it can do, it will break out. Do you understand? So we just have to take it like that. Hopefully that explanation is cool for you. Does it only show current info, or can you see use replay? No, it only shows the current information. That's the one thing. Unfortunately, you can't. And the reason I kind of get it. I've tried to do that, but it only shows you the current information, which again, it still would have said something relative to that. Do you understand? So you can see that this was still relative to this. The only thing that literally changed here, I believe, was the strong buy here. Do you understand? Because the numbers have obviously changed between the power and the delta. That's what works out the relative strength. Do you understand? But it's still relatively the same. The only thing, it was a strong sell, and now it's pushing towards a strong buy. Do you understand? Again, that's because again, one of the pairs are going up or down. So it does stay pretty relative to what you're looking at. That's the only thing that really changes. Unfortunately, it doesn't. That's what I've wanted it to do, and that's why I even added the numbers. But again, you can't. The only thing is the numbers will show you in the replay mode as you're pressing. That's why if you add the numbers, so the question you're saying here, this is why I literally added these numbers so you don't have to have them on the table. You go on and add this, yeah, show order flow stats. And as you use replay mode, okay, you'll see that the candle's telling you how much power and delta. Delta is the triangle, power is the P. You really want them to push the delta more in the favorable direction of what you want than you want. So if we're looking for sales, we obviously want a negative delta to start appearing on here. Do you understand? But you can already see, look how weak the deltas are here when you switch this on, guys and girls. Yeah. Look, the delta here, boom, 39. So this was supposed to be the sell order that kicked in. You can see that they tried to sell it, but this delta is weak as hell right now. It's weak 39. You want a delta to be like one. Do you want, if they put a delta here of like 1.0, negative 1.0, negative 1.5, 1.8, 2.3, if you had a delta of like 3.4, yeah, on this candle, that means gold is gearing up. Basically, it's telling you the supply has been set and gold is ready to sell. Do you understand? So gold looks like it's going to go hit our stop loss. But again, it's just how the cookie crumbles, people. I'm sorry. I tried to give you a trade, but hey, you can't win them all. And we all know gold is in a stupid buy. That's why I'm not trading it as often. I'm like chipping away at it because yeah, gold just is moving stupid. I think everyone can kind of understand that. So boom. But look here, look when this sell happened here, the last one. You'll see what I'm saying. So you would have been able to see this candle, yeah, moving its delta. And even if you didn't and you waited for the candle to close, you can see, look, this delta here says, I'm gonna put a sizing on this on these numbers as well. Obviously, again, bear with me. This is a lot of coding I've been doing in the last 2 to 3 days. But look, it says negative 1.31. So the delta is telling you. So that was a negative 1.31. You can see the difference, negative 0.35, negative 1.31. And then what happens after? Boom. This is that big sell that happened just before the new year. You see? Boom. Straight. Look how price is holding it, holding. So this is what you want to see. So for us to get a move, really we want to see them shift the delta quickly. And if they shift the delta quickly, what is going to happen? This will update automatically for you. So it'll probably tell you strong sell, inflow or massive flow inflow. Do you understand? And then it might even change this this to a bullish ignition USD. Do you get it, guys and girls? So me, I don't have a stop loss on gold. I'm making that clear for everyone in this Zoom call. I'm just waiting for it to see. Obviously, I'm going to wait to see what it does. I don't want it to go to the moon, but I don't have a stop loss on gold. I don't trade with stop losses. I've said that many times in pretty much in all my Zoom calls. I literally don't. I just lower my risk and then watch it. What's a good rule of thumb for a show? There is no good rule of thumb. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. There is no good rule of thumb. There isn't because they could push move and they could push the price straight away. There isn't a good rule of thumb. So you just have to take it for what it is. The best way to put it is that think of it just like this. Anything above a 1.0 means obviously there's way more buying pressure. Anything below is way more selling pressure. Do you understand? So that's the best way. But I can't really say there's a good rule of thumb because I've seen when the market gets very volatile, these delta ratings start going to 10.0. They start going to 10.0. So me telling you that a good rule of thumb is like -5 or so, you're not going to get that until the market does the massive expansion. And that usually happens during about June or July. There's always a massive expansion. I've seen it for years now. You start getting pairs doing 500 pip moves and stuff. Do you understand? So there's no point me telling you there's a set number. The best way to kind of just do it is work on the basics, which is negative 1.0 and negative and positive 1.0 basically. So if you look at it that way, I think it'd be a little bit better. So hold on a second. I'm gonna go into USD JPY. Trying to move as fast as possible. If the Zoom call does stop, I will open up another Zoom call. Don't worry, people. I'm just trying to go into this. So yeah, UJ here. So this is an example. I'm actually in this trade at the moment as well. USD JPY. Obviously, I'm not going around telling people enter this trade now and do this now because we just had this product. If you want to test it yourself, you got to do what I do. Put your money where your mouth is and test it. And I'm not saying that in a rude way. I'm just saying put your money where your mouth is. You can put £10 in an account and trade at 0.01. Everyone's got £10 they can do that with. So obviously I've traded it a little bit bigger on my accounts. I've got more flexibility on one of my accounts. And I've also done it with a small account to see if I can grow a small account with it. Do you understand? But you have to be willing to do that, people. I'm not going to give you a signal, but look, this already told us to sell this pair from the beginning of the day. If everybody looked at it, which is in some of my screenshots already, we're going to go back to this now. Yeah. So this is a live trade. I want to show you live as well as going into replay mode so people can see that I'm not just faffing, I'm not just chatting rubbish. I'm not trying to just confuse them. I think some people think I'm just trying to confuse them. There's something fantastic I'm figuring out with these gray boxes I'm drawing here as well. But the only way you're going to be able to do this is you need to have a higher package of TradingView. But let me test it out first. And that would be definitely be for people that are willing to spend more money on TradingView. But basically, this box has shown me where order flow is here. I drew this box. Yeah, but I'm not going to go into that in this. It just doesn't make no sense right now. But TradingView higher packages, they're trying to lead more and more towards order flow and like book maps and stuff like that, which shows you again. This is why I used these symbols because order flow and book maps is where the real thing is at. But for you to get that, I'm not going to lie to people, that stuff there is costing you like $300 a month and stuff. So if people are not willing to get a premium trading view, I don't know what they're going to do if they don't want to pay. Because that stuff shows you that shows you real liquidity for all of these symbols that I've added here, book maps and order flow. There's a few softwares out there, but that stuff is all costing you anything from 150 to £300 a month. And the more pairs you add and stuff, it starts saying, "Oh boy, you might think I'm selling you stuff, but those people are selling you stuff." You're gonna have to start working double time shifts to pay for that stuff. But yeah, cool. So let's move on to this. So boom, look at this USD JPY sell. You can see here straight away. Why did I sell USD JPY? It told me from the beginning of the day that this was a reversal sell on USD JPY. You can see that it's stable, so we're not getting too much power from this setup at the moment. So the stable means that we're just waiting for them to either take money out of this and which direction is it going to go in. We'll be able to see from the ignition. Yeah. Or is it going to go into a massive inflow of influx of money? So this might change as we're getting this push now. It might actually change. But we can see here, boom, that the velocity is only 2.1. So just like the question was asked, what does the velocity do? What is the point of the velocity? Do you understand? Well, it wasn't the point. Yeah, it was like, what's the rule of thumb? Well, you can see that obviously it's over a positive. It's not negative. This will never go negative, to be fair. Velocity, I don't believe. I think it might. I have to double check. I don't think it does, though. Pretty sure it doesn't. But this is just telling you that the velocity is 2.1 now. So this is basically this reversal sell has a 2.1 chance. Let's just put it that way of it continuing to sell. Do you understand? Which is obviously it's a positive, so it's higher. But there is no ignition in this pair. This is why it's stagnant at the moment. It's so slow. Yeah, cool. But again, this told me to sell this pair. Does anyone have any questions on that straight away? You can see it says reversal sell, stable, this. So yes, this can sell. Yes, this might even break out, but we're not expecting anything fancy, is what I'm trying to tell you. And that's what you're seeing at the moment. A very slow methodical sell, if that makes sense. Anybody got any questions on this so far? And this is a live trade right now in the market. The next thing that helps us as well is what, guys and girls? Yay, I finally managed to get my damn peak formations in here. Pardon me. So the peak formation is telling me straight away, boom, that price action is ready to sell. Now, there's a trick to this that I might add, which is obviously peak formations work in a number of days. So you can see peak formation day one was the sell. It's like the accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I believe that's the one. Yeah, AMD. Okay, you can see manipulation. This wasn't the sorry. This was the what was it AMD, is it accumulation distribution? Basically you can see it's the breakout, the consolidation, and then you get it there. So you've kind of got that idea of it with the peak formation. It's created its peak formation, then you've got to wait for it to pull back, obviously do its manipulation move, which is more than likely this high here, and then you've got the continuation of it. So Neo actually told us to be able to catch this sell. I kid you not, people, and I can show you in the replay mode. On that day, I showed everyone. It showed us to catch this sell. It even told us how to catch this buy, and then told us how to catch this sell. So, but that's no, sorry, that was on ADJPY, and it is selling. Sorry, my bad. It was this one here. Yeah. We're gonna go into more into why. Look, ADJPY is this so. Look, oh my God, people. This is why I wanted the peak formations. This is why I wanted the peak formations. Oh, you know how excited I am. If people knew why I added this stuff, they'll be like, oh my God. I've been watching peak formations for like 4 years, but I've never been able to get it this perfect. You understand? Is that there is I see that there's no trade set up with entry SL. Yeah, there's no trade setup yet because remember it's two relative. This what I'm showing you now is just showing you relative strength. And this is why it's great because now this is enabling me to be able to see more code. Listen to what I'm saying. I said it at the beginning before the recording. It enables me, you have to add code before you can merge the code to make it simplified for you guys. So I have to do it in stages, one, two, three, four, five, and then put all of that together to make one. Do you understand? So now I'm able to see, oh, so if I add this with the Neo buy and sell alerts we're getting already, now we can get more alerts. Now we can get clearer and cleaner setups. Do you understand? So it's all part of it. But like I said, I'm just saying it straight. I'm trying my best here, people, but the wife's not getting happy with how much time I spent trying to get this code done for you, people. So you have to forgive me, people. I gotta love my wife too, bro. You know what? I gotta love my wife. So, and I'm spending hours here, people. Hours. We're talking 15 hours at a computer screen trying to code this stuff. You get it? So anyway, boom. You can see here, great. Let's get back into this. The peak formation high had formed. Beautiful. Every week has a midweek reversal, literally, people. And if it doesn't, it won't create a peak formation. If it, you're gonna know, pardon me, when the midweek reversal is forming because it will create its peak formation. When it creates its peak formation, now you're not confused if this is a fake out or not. You've got high probability of knowing if it's a fake out or not because it's going to tell you strength. You see, these are all the things that were like missing. So I had peak formations, but I never had strength. I had like a swing trading strategy, but I wasn't using IFVGs before. I want people to understand this, the logic of what I'm telling you here. This is why you have these elements. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And remember, all of these elements I can eventually combine into one to just make it one clear thing. It's not a problem, but you have to add one, two, three, four, five. Again, peak formation, boom. Let's go into this so you guys and girls can see this. So there's no uh thingy here. Hold on, boom, boom. Where's replay mode gone? Yeah. Let's go into this because the Zoom's gonna go. I want to be able to at least get this explanation out for you. Yeah. Uh, let's start from the Monday and let's play it up. Yeah. Okay, let's play it from here. Look, see here? Boom. Already. What does it say here? So now this is the same setup. Remember, GJ had the Neo setup as well. This is why I told beginners to use Neo. Don't Neo's giving us winning trades. I've already proven that for over 2 months and longer in the older Neo VIP group. That's for people that got the other version of Neo that had all the elements. Remember, all I did is merge all those elements into one now. That's what I did. Do you understand? That's why we have a secondary Neo group. So we have basically technically three. We've got the first one that was on MT4, the second one, and the third one. And that's because obviously Neo had to go into phases. Like it's about growth, people. So boom. Now look here. This is the idea of it when there is no Neo signal because we don't get an entry here. This one didn't. But it still obviously was a JPY, so it bought. But we can see straight away strong buy AD JPY, inflow of money. We can see this. This was from market open. Yeah. Then you got 4.1. You've got a bullish ignition into what? Ord equals buy. So, and then what can we see here? The same thing I just said to you. The peak formation had formed. But this is what happens with peak formations and where confusion can happen. Peak formations can do, so this might have created a peak formation sell, but it was wrong. How would we have known it was wrong? Now, because we got this as well. This is something I would have lost in if the peak formation was like a peak formation one sell from here. I would have just tried to trade the peak and lost. But now I've lessened that chance of losing because I've added the order flow into it. Not order flow, the relative strength. Do you understand, people? You get where I'm going now? Do you understand? So boom. Now we can see that this peak formation buy has happened. We've only just initiated this peak formation buy. I keep saying order flow. It technically is order flow, but I don't want to say it because like the other stuff is order flow, so I don't want to disrespect that. The relative strength, yeah, here is showing us that boom, What's it? This is a strong buy. So we've got a new peak. This is telling us to buy. What happens after that? So here's how you would have been able to catch this buy. Yes, I know you might be thinking, but where would I put my stop loss? Where would I put my entry? Give me some time, people. Let's just see how often the trades do work. I will get you your stop loss, your entry, and your take profits. First and foremost, your take profits is clear as day. You might as well use the ADR levels or the pivots that I've added to Neo anyway. You can set the pivots to week to daily and you have different take profit levels which are pivot levels, or you can use this ADR which obviously shows you take profit levels as well. But I will work out the stop loss and everything. Just give me a moment, guys and girls. Yeah, it's 3 days of non-stop coding. So boom, you can see here now we've got the buy already there. Yeah, what do we see, people? Oh, sorry, I got to press this because it's just being annoying. Let me just do the play. Boom. Yeah, take profit one hit. Take profit one hit. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see where it goes. Take profit two. Yeah, take profit one hit. Sorry. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I don't think we're going. And this is one thing that I've noticed about ADRs. Yes, they can extend it. We'll see if they do extend it. But a lot of pairs only, and I've explained this all from like 2023 to a lot of my VIP members. A lot of pairs tend, when they do this repeat formation, they tend to only go about 1.5 to 2 ADR on average. Not often does a pair go to three. It's not impossible, but not often. They kind of range between there. And when the market's got more volatility, which we're going to be able to see from the velocity in future, you see where I'm going, guys and girls, with this, yeah? Those are the pairs that are going to start hitting 5 times ADR because there's more ADR levels up here. Do you understand? And those are going to be extremely overbought and oversold pairs. Like gold is on ADR 4 for the buy. So let's do this. Boom. Now look at this. Look what's happening now. Look, 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 guys. Look, just pay attention. Look, this is like gold now. Just pay attention, guys and girls. This is why you got to learn this table, but take your time. It's lifetime access. Notice how now it's saying strong buy ord, but what happened? What happened here, guys and girls? What does this show us already? What does this show us, guys and girls, where it says outflow? What does that mean, guys and girls? I want you to answer it so I know people are paying attention. Remember, I'm going to do multiple Zoom calls on this. You don't have to worry. This is just Zoom call one. Yeah. Because this thing is fire. I'm telling you, like, it's crazy fire. I've never been this excited for trading since I figured the 2 and the 7 moving average cross with my first days of trading. There you go. Because I've never used relative strength before. And I'm like flipping out. I've always understood and I've tried to manually work this out. Now I've just said, hold on, then make an indicator that puts this all together. You understand? I've just been coding crazy. You understand? I'm like, let it do it for me. So boom, sells or least sells, don't buy. So all it means is what Miguel said, which is correct. It means money is going out. Do you understand? So if it's a strong buy, but you've got an outflow, can you see how I've had to build it in stages? Miguel was witnessing that as I was building it in stages. He was in the VIP chat as I kept saying, a new update, a new update. Do you understand? But if you pay attention to it now, this is why I've had to do it. Because I'm like, okay, but how do we know this? Okay, but how do we know that? Okay, but how do we know this? Do you understand? So what it's telling us, yes, we know it's a strong buy, but now we know money is going out. We can see it. Money's going out. So what's that giving us an indication? We can already see that prices hit our take profit levels. Now the question you ask yourself, you're like, well, do I hold this trade or do I not? Well, now it's showing you this information. Hold on, money's coming out, so be careful. We're gonna keep going. Yeah. Boom. Now what does it tell you? By the next day, which is the Tuesday market open, reversal sell or JPY. Yeah. Now it's telling you there's an influx for this sell. There's an inflow. Like I said, what I'm gonna do is try and make it explain which inflow is it. Because now you see what I'm saying? But how do we know this? You're watching me and how my brain works straight away. So I'm thinking, hold on, but I need to know, is it inflow of the JPY or is it inflow of the ORD? And if so, what does that mean? Does it mean there's a confirmation and more confirmation that this should buy or sell? You see, this is how we start getting greatness, people. Do you understand what my brain just did there, guys and girls? Do you get it? Do you understand? I just want you to know. Let me hear in the chat if you get what I'm saying. Because now that will give us more clarity. What I wanted to do and what I'm doing is making it text to get away from the numbers. Because if you add the numbers, bro, I know there's no way I'm going to be able to teach you guys and girls numbers. It's easier for me to break down what words mean than the numbers. If you want me to start telling you, yeah, you got to deduct 20 from 45, and that means it's a good buy, that's crazy. And that's why I try to get rid of the numbers and add a text to it. Do you understand? So in the first video that I did on YouTube, you see numbers, but now it's all text. But yeah, boom. Now we can see it's an inflow. We can see it's a velocity 2. Now this 2M means basically 2 bars ago. That's what it's basically telling you. So just think of the M as bars ago. It makes it easier for you. So that means 2 candlesticks ago. Yeah? Cool. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, guys and girls. Let's keep going. You'll see what happens. Yeah? Boom. So now, what did we get straight away from here? So as soon as this came, remember, this came into Tuesday, came in on Tuesday. So what did we see here that they did here? They used basically a double top to form the high of the week. That's what created our peak formation high. These are all things people would normally trade just from a different angle. So it created our peak formation high and our high of the week. Yeah. I've been trying to get this, show you guys this information from like 2022, probably 2021, but now it's just here and I've managed to get it clear as day. So anyway, boom, boom, boom. Now we've created this, but remember, it told us about this sell coming in, yeah, from Tuesday market open. Do you understand? Now from Tuesday market open, it's giving us opportunity. Even if you was in this trade and you had to hold a bit of drawdown, how much drawdown did you hold here? Just so people know. So boom, this was the market open trade here. Boom. Now it's telling you about a sell trade. So let's be fair. Let's say here. Remember, I'm not telling you to enter the trade like this. I'm not saying that to you guys and girls. Yeah. Remember, it will give you information that you could use anything else to say, okay, wait for it to break out here, here, here. But even if, let's just say worst case scenario, I'm not going to go on if buts maybes, what's the best way to do this? I haven't created that yet, people. I just want to know, does it mean the pair's going to buy or sell today? That's all we've got right now. I remember Neo already tells us whether we should take a trade or not with the buy and sell signals. So this is why I said it's not strategy by itself. I'm just letting you understand the power of what we've got here and how we're going to keep moving forward with this. But look, even if you did enter from here, this was a 37 pip drawdown, and now boom, that was still 37 pip drawdown with an 80 pip trade almost. Do you see it, people? So again, I'm not telling you this is how you enter. This is the best way to enter. I don't even know because I haven't done it yet. So I'm not going to tell you that. Remember, I've been very transparent. This is the first time I've traded relative strength in this manner where it's doing it for me mathematically. Before, I'd have to manually try and work it out and do this and do that. Do you understand? Now it's doing it mathematically for me. So it's so much better. Do you understand? Boom. So don't fear because this is happening. It's working more than it doesn't work. That's all we need to know. Does it, is it giving us the right signals more than it doesn't? Yes. Okay, we're in for something. Now I'll do the tweaks on how we can get entries. Don't worry, my brain's already working on that. Just be easy, be patient. So yeah, boom. Thank you, Miguel. Miguel sees the potential. I know Yusuf sees the potential. Miguel does. Clyde as well in the group as well. I'm not saying anyone else doesn't, but these are the people that have personally messaged me and have given praise to what I'm doing. So boom, we can see it straight away. So now what does this show us? This showed us already from Tuesday, we should be looking for the peak formation to be forming because the reversal could be coming in. Okay. We already knew that because price had already bought up to almost ADR free. So we know that could be a possibility as well. Do you understand? We just know that. Cool. You see, like, so now I could code something in here. I'm even just thinking my brain. And the code I could have is that when price gets to ADR freeze and then there's a reversal, call that a strong reversal. You see it, people. This is what I said. It's all a process. I'm letting you, you're on board with this. This is the whole point of Neo being lifetime access. You're on board with me creating greatness, God willing. Do you understand? Like literally, people. So all of these are documented. So once that £1 million just does come, you understand? Nobody can say I didn't put the work in. You understand where I'm coming from? Nobody can say you guys and girls weren't here as well. You can say I was here from them days. So anyway, now, boom. So look, now, yeah, wait for this. We're gonna keep going. Sorry, it's the replay. Give me a second. Okay, boom. Look here. So now from market open, this was telling you, I think this was even a week buy because like what Yusuf said, you can't see it on the replay mode as it's moving, it's replay mode. But again, you can see it from the delta and the power on the candles, the numbers. You can see when it gets stronger. So it'll tell you which candles and you can color code them. So it tells you where they placed orders. So this is color changing candles, by the way, the settings in there as well. So it tells you where the order is. And if anybody, this is why I want people to open your mind, like Rick and Morty say, open your mind. Yeah, that's from what's that film called? I always forget that film with Arnold Schwarzenegger. What's it that guy? Open your mind. Look, this is obviously telling you that this was a supply candle. Do you understand? right here is negative 1.2. So now when you're even looking at supply and demand, this is telling you this was a supply candle. So order block is whatever you want to call it. Do you understand? Boom. So now, anyway, we can see this was a weak buy at first. Hello, Dominic. How you doing? Boom. This was a weak buy. Then it turned into a strong buy, and now look at the pullback. So now this is the pullback. So you don't just enter here, yeah, for this sell continuation. You're not just gonna enter on this sell down here. Don't make sense. Yeah. Now you wait for the pullback. This is shown you. You see, this is the mistake I would make years ago. I'm just entering because peak formation has appeared. You understand? No. Now this is you patience. This is telling you don't enter yet. This help you could have caught this buy. So you caught the first buy, the first sell, this buy. Yeah. Boom. Now watch. You can see now it tried to change the peak formation. But did it? Boom. No, it didn't. It tried to, but it didn't work. The peak formation will only lock in itself after the daily candle closes. So it might flash to the opposite peak formation, but once the daily candle closes, if price doesn't close to that level, it's not going to create the peak formation. It will revert back to where it should be, which is this peak formation. You see? So in a day, what they do, that's basically what I just explained to you. There's fake outs. You understand? So boom. But now look, reversal AUD JPY sell. So yes, this might have been weak at first, and as the market had moved through Asian and London and New York session, now it's giving you an update on this. So what does the update tell you? Now it's telling you this peak formation sell has kicked back in. Are you seeing what I'm showing you here, people? Yeah, if it did, Miguel, that was great. And yeah, the order block you're talking about, the FVG, sorry, the IFVG, which it did. Now we can even see these types of things. Do you see where the mind goes, Miguel, with this now? Do you understand? It literally told you information from where the IFVG is up here, basically. Do you understand? You can see what I'm talking about here. This is not crazy. This is not just me being extra and throwing crap on the chart and saying, oh yeah, look guys, look, this is fancy. No, there's a purpose for everything I'm doing here because I've traded for like almost 7 years now. There's a purpose. You understand? Boom. So anyway, now it's told you ADJPY peak formation can continue itself from here. Now you don't get caught up in this faff, this nonsense. You, in fact, you would have even made money in this buy. Do you understand? You'd have made money, quick 30, 40 pips in this buy. Now, boom, look at the sell, yeah? Remember, it's told us already. Boom. And then we press play. There we go. So it tried to pop up with a Neo signal there. But I think that was just replay mode, faffing around. But yeah, look, you can see, guys and girls. Boom. Do you understand? And look what happens here. It even tells you straight away when this candle closed. This is giving you a hint. This is why I did it. You can see where my mind was trying to go as I was adding more and more, pardon me, to this indicator. But look, it even told you this is a color change in sell candle. The only thing that we can see here is the delta was kind of weak. So that's not a good indication. But I'm telling you, I'll get better and better to pinpoint these exact reversal points. This is what we're doing. But again, like I said, people, there's only so many hours I can spend on this before my wife wants to leave me. So you have to bear with me. I'm trying, people. I'm trying to give you as much time as possible. But I still have to spend time with the family. You know what I mean? But look here, boom. Straight away, you can see if I'm lying, I'm flying, people. This is a order candle. That was basically telling you there was an order placed in here. When this candle closed, that was giving you the indication that yes, we are seeing bearish momentum kicking into this market. Now it's told us at the time it would have probably said weak sell because again I told you this just changed through the course of the day, but still the weak sell was giving you the indication that this sell can still happen. So now when you want to pay attention to this, people, remember this. I've simplified the table for you right now, yeah. But realistically, this is why I added all. Now I want people to see this, yeah. So look, pay attention. This is why the table looks like this, guys and girls, yeah. Where is it? Boom. Hold on. So this is why the table looks like this. And this ain't even everything. If I put all of this on you, your mind will be like, wait. You understand? But this is why I added all of these. So now I can see what every single pair is doing. I think that made sense the way I just did it there and broke it down to you. It's easier when you just use the free. And that's why I said, let me do a Zoom call. And we'll still do more Zoom calls. Do you understand? It's easier when you just use the free. But if you add now, I can see everything. And remember, I can add more as long as a cross of a pair. So as long as a cross of a pair, so ORD or JPY, has a future, I can add more futures to this, which you can switch on and off. So yes, this can work with futures traders. Yes, oil you can trade. I can do all of that, and you can make the chart. You can see how customizable you can make your chart. You can see how I just made it look so simple by just getting rid of one button, which was this part here. Because when I throw it out like this to people, people's minds probably like, "Oh my God, this is so much, John." Do you understand? But you can simplify it. That's what I'm trying to tell you, people. All we're here is we just got to make money. Let's just keep it simple, people. But this is so. Remember, I have to get data as fast as possible. So this is why I will have my chart like this because I need to see it quickly, so I can give you the update quickly. If not, we're going to be spending 3-4 months before we get more updates and whatnot. So yeah, here we go, guys and girls. This is why I've done it like this. So does anyone have any questions now? I'm going to ask that before the video does eventually cut, because I think I did cover a good piece of information here. Good piece of stuff. I try to not rant as much as possible. I try to get to points, exact points, as quick as possible. But yeah, does anybody have any questions quickly so I can answer that? If you've got any questions, let me know. You can see how when you only look at the top three, though, I'm waiting for your questions. If you've got it, please put it in the chat. But you can see how when I left it with just the top three, all of this table doesn't become as confusing anymore. You can see that. Am I right to say that when you only look at these three, all of this table here, which everyone is probably looking at right now, thinking, what the hell? It doesn't become as confusing. Can we agree on that? Does that make sense to you guys and girls? Let me know. I'm waiting for your questions as well, people. Look at that USD JPY money. We're making money right now, people. And look, it's right here, guys and girls. This is a live trade. Live trade. Live trade. Like I'm sure it's a live trade. I'm not telling you I've got the holy grail here, but I'm telling you this is damn sure turning out to be incredible fire. Incredible fire. You understand? Incredible. JPY. I mean, what's this? For example, JPY mean that it's weak, so every correlated pair are strong. Yeah, that's what you're thinking of. I think when you say correlation, let me just make sure I'm clear on how to answer this question. Do you mean that everything that correlates with the JPY? Because I know correlation is a different thing entirely. Correlation isn't relative strength. So it should be, yes, but it's a different thing. That was the word I was trying to think of that word for long. I'm telling you. That's what I thought I was getting into. It's not. Relative strength and relative weakness is different. And then the influx with so look yeah, so relative strength and relative weakness is different. Sorry, let me just keep it there. Correlation is another thing. You could technically have a whole nother table for correlation, but obviously we're not going to do that at the moment because that's some crazy ish. You understand? Do you get it? But it's basically doing the same thing I've done here, but just with correlation instead of using the methodology of relative strength and relative weakness. Does that make sense what I'm saying to you, my friend? Yeah, cool. But yeah, this is what we're just waiting for. So you can see it live on now here. This was a news candle that happened for me at 1 o'clock. But you can see this had a double order being placed. Can you see, people? This is flipping crazy. This is crazy. I'm telling you, like, it's just sad. You know what's sad is that it will look overwhelming, so people will bypass it, but they're not realizing what I'm actually doing here. And I'm telling you, I'm like a kid in a candy store when I'm seeing this stuff. I'm just like, bruv, if people actually knew the reality, that's why I try and say it in the Zoom calls of what I've done here, I'm telling you, their mind will just be like, oh boy. I get it. Some people know that I've been here for longer. Yes, I get that those are my ride or die people. I understand that. But I'm talking about like the average trader. If they were to come in and actually start learning Forex, and if I had something like this from day one, oh my God, it would have been a different lifestyle because I spent the hours to learn stuff. Do you understand? This is crazy, people. This is absolutely crazy. I'm telling you, like crazy. So I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna try and simplify it more and more as time goes on. So look at this. You're watching this now. So you can see the delta and the power has appeared. So the power is only 0.01 in this, which isn't a lot really at the moment. But what would be amazing, what you would see now is if you get like a bigger push down, the delta will go negative more. Do you understand? So what's happening now is this. I want people to see this as well. This is going to get a bit chock-a-block on the chart. Just bear with me. But I want people to see this in this Zoom call. What it's telling you there, I just moved it to the candlestick, so we don't have to have this. But what it's showing you is this. The previous, it's showing you this here. So you'll see it. The table will get bigger in a second, people. There you go. So can you see the numbers? These numbers, the power and the delta. So the first iteration of this had only the numbers. It didn't have all this wording here. As I've updated, I've turned this word, this into the wording. So what all of this is showing you here, it's automatically working out the difference between them, which one's pushing faster and not. It's all here for you in wording. Do you understand? That's what I've done for you. So you can see it here. So if we go to JPY, where is it? So JPY is getting more bullish at the moment. Yeah. So that's not the great thing. We don't want it to do that. And you see it just flipped straight away. So JPY, sorry, no, this is how you can do it here. This is the better way of doing it. This is why I added this part to it. I'm going to show you this. So you get the idea of what you're looking at. Delta difference, also previous delta and previous power. So you can see this might not be a strong, we already know this might not be a strong sell because we haven't seen it. So look, here's the previous power. So let's go over to USD, which is Dixie. So the previous power of Dixie before it's changed is here. So what they're telling us is that USD's been getting weaker. Yeah, that's great. That's what we want it to do. You can see the USD is getting weaker, but it's not getting weaker by a lot. So this is why we've got a slow pair, because this has only gone down from 99, 0.99, it's only gone down to 0.84. Do you see? So it's not really the most at the moment. And from the delta, you can see the delta was positive before on USD, which is good because obviously now it's gone to negative 0.18. So I think it's going downhill. So that means that, yes, slowly we can see that buying pressures coming out of the dollar and selling pressures coming into the dollar. This is what we could see basically with that math. Can you see how I've had to work it out? This is why I created this, so we don't have to do that. And then now when we go to the JPY, yes, it's telling us it was negative 9.39, sorry, negative 1.93, and now it's negative 1.45. So that's telling selling pressure on the JPY is coming off, yeah. And now it's telling us from the delta here, more buying pressure is coming in. Can you see, people? Does that make sense what I've just said to you guys and girls? So this is why the table starts flashing and changing. It's reading as that moves. Does that make sense, guys and girls? So for more experienced traders, they can keep that on if they want to. This is why you can switch on. And do you see how from the beginning of the video to the middle to now, how my chart has changed, my table, sorry. You can put what you want on, but I made sure all of it's there so people have the choice. Remember, this is what I try to say in the group to people. Everybody wants like this simple version of trading, but I'm not going to lie to you. Nobody I've seen, there probably is some hidden people, but nobody I've seen, yeah, that's making 20Ks, 30Ks, 40K weeks. The majority of them have two monitor screens, minimum. They've got two. And what you really, really and truly want, people, is you want a trading view chart and you want an order flow chart. I keep saying it to people. There's no way we have this conception in our mind that we want to make 20K weeks, 20K days. Yeah. But you're not going to be willing to risk $7,500 to probably make 25K, let's just say. Yeah. You're not going to be wanting to risk that on your mobile phone without being able to see all of this. I don't want to. I don't know about anyone. I would rather see as much information as possible to know that I'm not going to lose that $7,500 in 5 seconds than to try and get everything perfect. So it's just on your mobile phone with a buy now and sell now. Like, yes, it's good for the beginning. Okay, I'm making £10, £20, £100 a day. Cool, it's great for that, your mobile phone. But come on, when you're trying to make $25,000, brother, you want to be able to have free monitors so you can see flipping order flow. You can see the charts. You can break down this. You might be have another one just to chat to your friends that are in it as well to trade. Do you understand? We can have multiple indicators with different settings. All we have to do is turn one off and the other one on, make it simpler. That's what you can do. I expect people to open their mind when they have this. Start tweaking it a little bit so it works for you. I've just put everything there, but you can tweak it to work for you. Do you understand? But that's literally it, people. I kid you not. Like that's in a nutshell. I'll do another Zoom again after just to show you more. I'll do random date selection so you can see it more. But I just wanted people to get a little bit of the understanding of what this is doing because again, I can imagine for nobody has traded this before, this is probably like, what the hell? John, I don't get none of this. But hopefully from this Zoom call, people can at least have 10% more knowledge on it. We'll try to aim for 20 on the next Zoom and then 30 and 40 and so on. I remember as I do the Zooms, you're going to be able to see it in market yourself as well. Um, what's it most simple? It looks like John Bear with us. Some of us have to work. Um, of course, I understand that, Nick, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. I remember, but listen to what I said, Nick. I didn't say whilst you're trying to make some money from Forex. I said, come on, Nick, are you going to be at work if you're going to be making 20K days, 20K weeks? You're not obviously going to be working, bro. You understand? You're going to be doing this for a living. You understand? So I would think you are the most Grinchest, Scrooge's person if you're trying to make 20K days and Forex is your full-time job and you're only trying to do it from your flipping iPhone or your Samsung. Yeah, you're probably even a person, you're so Grinchified if you're trying to do that. You probably don't even have an iPhone or a Samsung. You probably got an off-brand Chinese phone. That's just the truth, and that's no racism. You probably got an off-brand Chinese phone trying to make 20K. It's the most Grinchiest person I've ever met if you're trying to do that. It don't make no
So goal is
sense.
any move
It don't make no
at
sense.
our checkout goal.
And you're probably trying to still do it with a TradingView basic. It's not telling you. Oh god. Don't make me laugh, man. Oh god. A Blackberry. That's what they're trying to do on a Blackberry with a scroll. You know the scroll button that doesn't work. Oh, oh god. Hold on, let's check gold quickly. Oh god. So yeah, that's the whole point of it, people. Don't stress yourself. Let's see if gold is buying to a move. There we go. Look at that, people. This is why I don't trade with a stop loss. This is why I don't trade with a stop loss. Can you see why I don't trade with a stop loss? This is a live trade. I gave this signal out, people. This is a live trade. I want everyone to know that. What did everybody saw that? Everybody saw that. Everybody saw that. This is what I'm saying. I don't think people understand what I did. There's a reason. Whenever I get into a period where I'm at the computer and I'm messaging you at 3, 4 in the morning UK time, and people are making jokes that John doesn't sleep, best know that I'm onto something. Because I wouldn't do that if I wasn't onto something. I'll go live my life and do fun and whatever. But if I'm onto something and I know I need it, and I know if it's going to benefit me, it's going to benefit you guys and girls. Obviously, if I'm going to use it, then you're going to use it. Remember, I'm not creating nothing that I don't use myself. I'm not just creating this and then I'm going to go trade Fibonacci's after. You understand? I want to know this because this is going to get me to a million. If it's going to get me to a million and we all have this, well, guess what? You're all going to start making money. But I said this. This is all in the group. The proof of it is there. Whilst we're here in the last part of the Zoom, let me show people for all the naysayers, all the people that will be saying, John. Hold on a second. Give me a second, people. Boom, 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 boom. Let me just go. I'm just going to try to set up the Telegram quickly. Give me a sec. I just want to show proof of it. So this is the free group. I also gave it out in here. Give me a sec. Boom. Just got to make it clean for everyone. All right, cool. Where are we? Zoom call, share, Telegram. Look, and this is proof of this. I didn't have to do nothing, people. It literally told me, pardon me, when to start. Can you see my Telegram chat at the moment? Guys and girls, just so I know. Can you see it? So this is the free Neo group. Every single person can get access to this. Yeah, just let me know if you can see the Telegram, please, in the chat quickly. Just so I know I'm not on the wrong screen. Yep, cool. So this is a free Telegram chat. Every single person can get the link of it. It'll be in the link of this video when it gets uploaded onto YouTube. Look, this is just a bot service. Again, just to promote the bot service, might as well at the end of this video. Every single person can get into the bot service, but you've got to have Neo first. All the information's here. If you want information on it, let me know and I'll forward this a big information pile of information over here to you, but everything's in there. I'm not going to go too much in detail, but you got to have Neo first, and it will cost £50 a month. Again, everything is explained why it's got to cost monthly in here. So I will automatically be taking these trades, basically. Well, not me, the bot will automatically be taking the trades for yourself. Do you understand? So boom, where are we here? Look, gold. Sorry, I joined. Is the power? No, no, no. Both of them are showing buyers and sellers. The numbers, yeah, on the power column, when it goes less, it's showing you sellers are coming in. When it goes positive, it's showing you buyers are coming in. And it's the same for the delta. When it goes less, it's showing you sellers are coming in. And then it shows you sellers are coming in fast. And when it shows you positive, it's telling you buyers are coming in fast. So it's a combo of two mixed with it that gives you the breakdown to tell you how good a pair is, basically. Hopefully that makes sense. Boom. So look here, gold trade setup. Remember, this is 3:33 in the morning UK time. My eyes are beading here. Yeah, whilst I'm saying this. I gave this gold setup, and you can see what the chart said here. Reversal sell gold outflow. So that's good. So the outflow, again, I'm gonna add another update to it to tell us what is outflowing. Is it the gold or is it the USD? That's good because that'll be able to tell us that, oh yeah, it is the right thing that's outflowing. So this reversal sell can happen. Look, bearish ignition sell. This is why I gave out the gold trade. We're in the Oracle zone. It's consolidating. Now it's telling us with relative strength that gold is finally gearing up for a possible sell. I can already see just from the update that I added with the ADR that prices on ADR 4, three times ADR is usually where a max level. I've explained this for years now. Anybody that's been in my VIP group for years. Do you understand? If you're new, I understand. But for people that have been here, three times ADR has been a thing. You can see my posts even show it from 2, 3, 4 years ago. It shows you what I'm talking about these ADR levels. So boom, gold is at ADR 4, so it's telling us it's overbought. Do you understand? Boom. So what's it going to do? Pull back. When is it going to pull back? That's why we have this update. So it's telling us now it's possible to pull back from here. Boom. And remember, this updates daily because we have it set to the daily time frame. So each and every day we can pay attention to when this table here, yeah, looks better. And this looked better. Now it's actually saying reversal sell, outflow, money's coming out, velocity free, bearish ignition sell. So money's getting pushed into the market, and then boom, what do we get? So this is the proof of it. I told everyone, I gave them the signal. Yes, this might have hit stop loss. I haven't checked it yet to match out the numbers or mark out the numbers. But this is why I don't trade with a stop loss. Again, remember, I'm still testing how to put stop losses with these and everything. This is why I use the Oracle zone, just like how a Neo signal would be. But again, I don't use stop losses at all because I think they're just annoying. And exactly what happened with gold there can happen. It could just tap your stop loss and go. I would rather lower my risk a little and take the trade. But when I'm telling you I'm up right now, I'm up in this trade. I don't need to even check how much I'm up right now. Hold on a second. Come on, load. Come on, load. I'm just checking my MT5. Sorry, people. Check my MT5. It always wants to be the days when I'm in a Zoom call where I either get oh, hey, woo-hey. If you want to know how much I'm up. All right, cool. Say no more. Say no more. Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. There we go. Save to photos. Cool. All right. Yeah, so I'm definitely taking partial profits because hold on, modified position. Give me a sec. Jeez. Things moving fast. Hold on a second, people. Hold on. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, great. Yep. Yep. Gold sell. Look at that. Neo showed you guys and girls. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you're not using this money to buy Neo, I don't know what to do for anyone right now. That was a free trade, and that was a flipping banger of a trade. Just message me when you want to get Neo, man. I'm tired. I'll be saying all this stuff till the cows come home. So let's go back over to the chart. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna go back over to the chart. I'm up 5 bands right now. People, I'm up 5K. I just closed like 3.8. I just said, yeah, say no more. All of that was whilst doing a Zoom call. With you. That was 3 days. 3 days of this is what I'm saying. People got to be on it. You got to be in it to win it, man. Let me go back to TradingView. Boom. Look at that candle. Bro, look. Nobody can say I am not here trying to do this. This was a live trade. Yes, I wasn't on the Zoom call live with you, but I technically was because I told everyone it was a sold trade. I said if it hits stop loss, it hits it. But we're expecting a sell. I explained to you why. This is all recorded in this Zoom call, and everybody saw the result. Tim asked me today. It was Tim asked me. He said you should do some live trades, and I'm like, it's harder for me to do live trades because I swing trade. So, but hopefully with this getting us more closer to the actual day of breakout, it would be easier for me to do that. Before I would have placed like, let's just say I would have placed the sell here. This is random. I would have placed the sell here. And now we're in this trade for like 2 days. So it's harder for me to obviously give you a breakdown of a trade like that or a live session because we're not going to sit here for 2 days waiting for price to sell and do this. You understand? This is why I swing trade. But hopefully if this can give us more accuracy, and I see that happening throughout this year, yes, I will be in a position where I'm like, boom, this will be that. But I'm not going to lie to you. That would really and truly only be for the people that are in the Neo group because that only makes sense. It wouldn't make sense for me to just be doing it for no reason. Because come on, people, man. I'm sitting to my back's hurting, flipping. I don't know what else to explain to people how much work I'm putting in here. Like the least you can do is appreciate the time. And everyone that is in the product right now, they appreciate the time and the service you know, literally, because I've been working here. But yeah, every single person should have made money this week at least off of this gold. So that alone should have made you, even on a 0.01, would have made you like $100. So unless you've blown your account or done some stupid trades, you should be up in some type of money today from gold. So yeah, anybody got any other questions? Just so I know, let me read through here. Sorry, boom. Any other questions? If not, I'll just leave it there. For some reason, it seems like this Zoom is running longer. Okay, yep, sorry. I was just here. Sorry, just trying to yes, thanks. What is ADR? ADR is the average daily range. That's what ADR is. So the average daily range. So price right now has moved one times its average daily range from this high to this level here. And why they're so great for levels is because obviously it tells you how often it's like people use the ATR, so the average true range. You probably heard that one if you haven't heard the ADR. I've noticed not a lot of people know about the ADR. They know about the ATR. But it's just, I think it was just luck that I learned about the ADR before I understood about the ATR. Do you understand? So the average daily range is just telling you literally it's pretty much similar to the ATR, but it's just showing you how much price moves in one direction. So if price tends to move 3 times its ADR in one direction before it pulls back. So that's like you know what you said, a rule of thumb. That is the rule of thumb. Basically, it kind of moves 3 times from a high to a low, or from a low to a high. So that's basically your swing high, swing low. Do you get it? And what this even does as well is if you actually went around and marked out stuff, this would actually give you very strong order levels. Because if you see something has done a push from ADR one to let's say three, obviously if it was to swing around in the future and break that same level, it might take months. It depends on the pair and what it's doing. That's obviously a very strong breakout level. So price could actually do a massive breakout from that level. But I'm glad that this was a Friday Zoom call and a Friday money Zoom call as well. So I think this did hit the stop loss I put there. Again, if you're a person that just enters the trade, puts your stop loss and walks away like that, that's up to you. But again, I keep trying to say it to people. I know there are people that obviously use stop loss and stuff, but if you actually lower your risk, again, if you're trying to make, I can't talk for everyone in this one, but if you're trying to make 20, 30K in future, and let's say you put your risk reasonable to how much money you've got to do that, it doesn't help for you to be a bit more switched on when it comes to these trades. Do you understand? And why I say that is don't trade with a stop loss. And I think you could be a bit better with that if you actually just, learn how to not trade with a stop loss, is what I'm trying to tell you. Just bear with me 1 second, guys and girls. 1 second. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop the Zoom call here so it doesn't go on too long. We'll leave it here, okay? And like I said, I'll do another Zoom call after. So I appreciate your time, guys and girls, and I will definitely get back to you on another Zoom call. I've just got an important phone call I've got to take now. That's why, guys and girls. But yeah, just hit me up in the group and message me if you want to get the product. I'll speak to you all later. Peace.